Hey, what's going on YouTube? You're looking at this fiasco of a project I have here today. This is a 2013 Mini Cooper S two-door hardtop, and I did one of the most idiotic things you could do. I drained the automatic transmission fluid instead of the oil. So if you're looking at the car from the engine, from the front back, the automatic transmission fluid is on the right hand side and the engine oil is on the left hand side, and they look very similar. And if you just look underneath the wheel well here, you can see the drain plug here. So I ended up draining about almost 2 liters of automatic transmission fluid. You could see it dripping here. And luckily I saved it, I captured it and measured it so I can put that back in. And a lot of forums talk about where to refill this thing, and I'll just show you from the top side. They show you going down here past this coolant reservoir and adjacent to where you change the oil filter, pointing at that hex top there. And on top of the aluminum housing there's a Torx nut, and it's almost impossible to get to. So I did something that looks just as hard. I took off the front wheel, jacked it up a little bit, and lo and behold, on the side of the housing there is a 12mm nut. I took it off and fluid leaked out. So what I did was I tapped onto this hand pump. I got my ATF 3309 mobile, which is recommended for the Mini Cooper application. I took this quart and gallon fluid pump, which fits right on top of the quart jug. The hose is a little bit thick, so what I did was I took the 1/4-inch tubing from my irrigation drip line sprinkler system and I tapped it in there. I just basically slid it in, and it's almost a perfect fit, and I just taped it up pretty good with some medical tape I had laying around, and then I medical taped the end so it fit pretty snugly, and I jammed it in there and I pumped back all the fluid that I needed to. This pump does leak, so I've got a little bit of a mess here, but you know what? I got that stuff back in there. I'm gonna pull my landscape tubing, jam this 12mm bolt back in, tighten it up, snug tight, clean up the chassis here where I've got some drips, replace this wheel shroud in the wheel well, which is pretty easy to do. They just take Phillips and they twist right out. Didn't break any. And put the wheel back on, put my locking wheel lock back on there, and I'll be out of here. So there is just some advice there for you guys. No need to try and get to the Torx, because I couldn't get to it. And I tried the Torx 50 and it didn't fit. I couldn't see it anyway. Probably couldn't get a wrench on the top of it. This was my alternate, so hopefully it helps you out. Leave some comments below if you did this same idiotic mistake. There's someone out there, there's a couple people on the forums from ages ago, but hopefully nobody's still doing this. But if you do, there is a way out. It's taken me a few hours to get to this point, and of course my local auto parts store didn't carry the mobile ATF 3309, so had to order it. Luckily I got it next day shipping with Prime, so good to go. I'll put some links in the description for you guys. Hopefully this helped you guys. All right, take it easy.